Today we are going to look at the corrections of what we did last week. Okay. Corrections of what we did last week. And I'm going to share the questions here such that we can see the questions, and then we try to go through these questions. Most of you that did your work have been marked, and I think I have not marked something like only 7 or 10 people around there that I have not yet marked. But those who turned in the work, I have already marked, and I have sent the work back. So we are going to share that question paper, and then we'll see the corrections of the questions that we're supposed to do. Some of you performed very well, but others, there are those that have post failed in the paper, and that is why we have to go through this paper today. Someone, you've lowered your hand. I've seen a hand up, so I think you've lowered it. Okay, I think the hand has gone down. All right. Let me share the question paper here with us, and then we try to go through these questions. Okay, from the chat. Okay, there is nothing much from the chat. Okay, I'm sharing. Okay, so I think you can see that paper. So you can tell me whether you are in position to see this paper that I've shared. Are you seeing the paper on your screens there?
Yes.
Okay, that is good. That is good if you can see. All right. Okay, so you can now mute, and then look at. You can now mute. Okay. All right. Now, this is the paper that we did last week. Okay. This paper had instructions, as you can see. Answer all questions. That is the most important. Answer all questions. And then there was also that other instruction that all questions carry equal marks. Now, instructions are so much important because it is the first exam. When you don't read the instructions, you might end up failing the paper. So it is important that you begin with the instructions, and it is good that you read the instructions. Though some people were doing only one number, there are those that were attempting only one number, yet our instructions were telling us to do all the questions. Now, a moment. Okay. Now, our question number 1 was explain the causes of the NANDI resistance between 1896 and 1900. Okay. Now, there was something here. When you look at the year 1896, it was a typing error. It was 1895. Okay. 1895. But the difference is just slight there. Okay, so we are saying explain the causes of the non-resistance 1895 to 1906. Okay, most of us attempted this number, and many of us were getting 12 out of 13. Others were getting 11 out of 13. Some people could not get 13 out of 13. Why? Because some of you were not introducing. And when you don't introduce, even if you've given 20 points and they're all right, we deduct that 1 mark of not introducing. That is why most of you were not getting 13 out of 13. So the question was asking us for the causes, right? And many of us, of course, looked at these causes. Then part B of the question was looking for the cause. The cause. And people here were a little bit not stable. You could see someone beginning with the last point that would have come last. Someone begins with it. But of course, I'm not saying all. Okay, I'm not saying all were doing like that. Okay, Benedict, You can wait. Okay, Bernadette, you can unmute. Eh? I can see Bernadette's hand up, but the microphone is not even on. Okay, she has lowered the hand. Okay. All right. So I'm saying that some people would begin with the last point. You cannot begin with a point like Carmen Zagen went and killed Samoy, you know, and then, of course, that is one of the last points we look at when you're looking at the course. You understand? But someone begins with, in 1905, Carmen Zagen went and killed Samoy Arab. Of course, that is now the beginning statement. No. Now, let us try to look at very fast. We look at causes. Most of you got these points right. Very fast, we are going to go through the causes, but of course, I think we'll put more emphasis on the cause because most of us were disorganized in that area. Now, someone here in the chat is saying those of us without audio connection. Well, I don't know what is happening to your audio, but try to work it out. Okay. So we are now going to look at the causes very fast of the non-resistance, and then we shall also look at the cause. Now, let me a moment. A moment, please. I'm looking for something here. A moment, please. Yes, I can see. Wait, someone's hand was up. A moment. Oops, something is. Wait, something is disturbing me here. I'm trying to work it out. Okay. Now, those who are there is something that is not right, please. Okay, I've been trying to look for the work we are supposed to go through here. Okay. Mr. Ben, can you hear me? Mr. Bernard? Mr. Bernard, can you hear me? Okay, now let me try to look for, I'm trying to look for, Mr. Bernard, can you hear me?
Yes, please, I can hear you. What's up?
I'm just going to log out very briefly and then I come back because I have something is not right here. So let me first get off and then log in again.
Okay, okay.
All right. Yes, learners, share the work we are supposed to go through now. Okay, I can see Stella, I can see your hand is up. Please unmute yourself, Stella. Yes, Stella. Stella, are you saying something, Stella? What is happening to this lady? Okay. Let me share. Stella, you can lower your hand because you are not asking. Okay, Vivian. Vivian, you can unmute. Yes.
Hello, teacher. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you? Yes, Vivian.
Then, so I wanted, how could I get the timetable?
You want the timetable? Yes.
Yes.
It has. Okay, it has already been sent in our. It's already there. Go to the WhatsApp group. The timetable has been sent by our admin. I've seen it there. Okay. Okay. Let us have this work. We are going to go through. Okay, so I believe you are in position to see this work. This is what we are going to go through. The questions we did are always Amina here. And this is what we began with, okay? This is what we began with. The question was asking for the causes of the NANDI resistance. Okay, now I believe you can see what we are going to be looking at. Okay, now the NANDI resistance, the question was asking us for the causes, and they are here. Most of us have seen these causes, okay, and have answered these. You've given these points very well, and we may not waste a lot of time here. I believe most of us have got these points. And the first cause was the NANDI fought simply because they disliked the interference of the British, okay? They fought why? They never wanted the interference of whom? The British in their land, you get? And simply because they never wanted the British, as you can see, that is why they fought. Now, our point number 2, the NANDI never wanted the British to cross their land territory. It is almost the same. They disliked them, that is 1. 2, they never wanted these people to cross their territory. But anyway, before I actually give you mine, I can entertain a few people here. They can give us some of these reasons for us to know whether you people had the points with you very well. So if you have a point there, you can put up your hand and then, okay. Okay, Martha, you can unmute. Martha?
Yes.
Martha, you can unmute. Yes.
The NANDI viewed Europeans as female devils because of the cloth and colors as hand to be explained instantly.
Yeah, thank you very much. That point, we saw it. The NANDI looked at the British as female devils. That is among the points we looked at. Marvin, you can unmute.
The NANDI resisted because they were being forced out of their land into reserves.
Thank you so much. They were being forced out of their land into reserves. That is why they resisted. Then I also have Chiravo. Chiravo, you can unmute.
They did not want to interfere in their. They did not want to interfere in their ivory and slave trade.
Yes, they never wanted to see these people interfering in their trade, that is ivory trade, and then slave trade. Yes, that is true. Thank you for that point you've given. Okay, then any other? I have, okay, Jovia. I think, okay, Jovia. Jovia. All
Sorry,
right.
sir, I just left my hand up.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that. You can now lower your hand. Okay, now let us try to rush because we have a very limited time here. Now we have seen people have given us some of the points. You can see there is that point here that they had experience in fighting, and simply because they had experience, they also had to fight these ones. Then we are saying they believed in natural cultural superiority. Cultural superiority. They were like, for us, we are superior. How can these people come and take our land when we are just looking at them? So that superiority contributed. Then there is also the British claiming that they were superior. You understand? The British claiming that they were superior. So they had to be fought by the NANDI, because the NANDI knew that it was only themselves, it was only the NANDI that was superior. Then there is also this one here. The NANDI looked at Europeans as female devils. Someone has just given that point. Yeah, the prophecy of the leader Okoyot Kimunyole. Now Okoyot, of course, you know the prophecy, who actually prophesied the coming of the white tribe, the iron snake, of course, meaning the railway line, and all of these were to disorganize the NANDI. So they had to fight because they had that. There was a leader who prophesied that at one time the white man will come and attack you. Then there is also, they never wanted to be to be thrown out of their land. That point, someone has also mentioned it. Then there is also this one here, that they never wanted the settlers, okay, to occupy their land. Then they were being forced into reserves. Someone has given that point, okay. The killing of Okoyote in 1895. We are talking about Arap Samoei Koitarel, who was killed by him, the British in, let me see. No. This was Kimunyole. And they were forced to pick up arms. Then the interfering in the ivory trade, someone has given that point. The killing of the British trader Peter West, okay, by of course the NANDI. In the same year, you can see Kimunyole was killed in 1895, and in the same year, Peter West was also killed. Of course, the two groups had to come up and fight simply because the two lost their people. Then there is also the Messiah had collaborated, and of course the NANDI could not also collaborate. They were inspired by other rebellions, by the way, the Hehe, the Shiri, and that's why they also had to fight. Now from there, we had to go to the course. You understand? So let me see whether some people here, let me see whether people have got some information about the course. If you've got some information about the course, you can put up your hand. I pick up a few people here to help us with the course before I also give you my side. If you got some information about the course, okay, don't we have anyone with some information about the course, but you gave me that information? Yes, you wrote that information in your answers there. Okay, I have a Simwe unmute.
Having counted all their neighbors, the NANDI could not allow to be under colonial rule.
Yes, thank you so much. When they saw that the British had taken over almost all the tribes in Kenya, they were like, for us, we cannot sit down and look at these people taking our land. So they came up and fought. Marvin, you can unmute. Marvin's.
In 1895, the NANDI murdered the European trader called Peter West, who tried to cross their territory.
Yes, thank you so much. That is one of the beginning points we give, that in 1895, the Nandi killed Peter West, and this forced the whites to attack them. They sent expeditions, then the Nandi were also, fighting in protection and all that. Anyway, let us try to be systematic. Now, when you are told to talk about the course of an event, make sure that you begin with the things that were done first. You give the first points. Don't begin with the last points. For example, you cannot talk about the killing of Arab Samoei Koitarel, who was killed in 1905. No, that cannot be the beginning statement. No, let us always begin with the points that started the event. You start from where the thing started. You don't actually begin from the back. You understand? So here we are looking at the course of the Nandi rebellion, and under the course of the Nandi rebellion, that is how we started it. I remember we started it like that. That having taken over, having cowed all the neighbors, the Nandi were in no mood to submit to the white man's rule. Then secondly, what happened? They would not even let the individual Europeans cross their territory. You understand? After looking at the Maasai being taken over, the Luhyas being taken over, they said, no, we don't want these people to even cross our territory. Now, in 1895, the Nandi murdered a British trader called Peter West, who tried to cross their territory. So I think you can see that chronology. Are you looking at that chronology? Things are moving step by step. You get to the first point, then it leads you to the second, it takes you to the third, like that, like that. So here we are saying they would not even let any individual European cross their territory. Now Peter West came. You understand? He was trying to cross their territory, and then he was murdered. What happened next? After he was murdered, of course, this began the 11 years hostility between the Nandi and the what? And the British. Now, of course, after killing Peter West, the British sent a military expedition against the what? The Nandi, but it failed. Are you seeing the chronology? Okay, I think you can see the chronology, how things moved. Okay, Alex, I think. Alex Kageza, I can see your hand up. Unmute.
So I need some clarification about the fourth point.
The fourth point, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now here we are saying, when you look at that fourth statement, a moment. When you look at that first statement, okay, a moment. When you look at that fourth statement, it actually says the event began over 11 years of. The event began. Began over 11 years of hostility between the Nandi and the British. Okay, should have been the event began 11 years of hostility. But the point is, we are looking at 11 years of hostility from 1895 to 1895 to 1806 to 1906. Are you seeing that? 11 years of hostility. 1895 to 1906. Those are the 11 years we are talking about. The moment they killed Peter West, the British sent an expedition against the Nandi, and the Nandi also fought back. I think you are getting the point. So they fought for 11 years. But again, I remember telling you when I was teaching, okay, that these are the official years we are talking about. The peak of the war. But the British did not enter the Nandi land by 1895. They were already there. Are you getting it? But the moment they entered the Nandi land, automatically these people started fighting. But officially we say 1895 to 1906, 11 years of hostility. So I think I've tried to clear up that fourth point there. Then we have this one also, that the Nandi raiding continued and was intensified after the 1900, when the Leire passed close to their territory. Now here they remembered the prophecy of Kimunyole, okay, that there will be an iron snake. An iron snake will come to our land here. And of course, they were like, even if this was prophesied by our religious leader, we should fight against these people who have come with this iron snake here. Of course, we are talking about the railway line. There is also this one here, that the NAND warriors made frequent raids on railway deep. To carry off steel wire close to their territory. And of course, we are saying that these people decided to fight those who had brought that iron snake. Are you getting it? Now, we are saying that they started attacking those who were constructing the railway line. They were even stealing off the what? The steel they were using to... Okay, someone's hand was up and I think he has lowered it. Okay. Okay. Yes. Bernadette. Bernadette, you can unmute and ask. Ilakut, yes.
I was asking that. So when they continued attacking these people, what did they use the steel wire for and the other supplies?
Oh, they were just disorganizing. You understand? They didn't have much to do with the steel wire. Just disorganizing. They never wanted these people to construct the railway line. They were fighting against that iron snake, in quotes, of course. Okay. Then Divan. Divan, you can unmute. Yes. Yes, I can hear you. Have you got something to say? Okay. All right. So let us try to go back, but I've been emphasizing the chronology. Please emphasize the chronology. One event leads you to the other when you are looking at the course. Okay? When you are looking at the course, emphasize the chronology. One event leads you to the other. So here we have said that the NANDI made frequent attacks on the railway depots, and then they were carrying off steel wire. Then there is this other statement here, that the British sent more punitive expeditions against the NANDI, and they resorted into guerrilla warfare. Now, the British sent more punitive expeditions, like they wanted to punish those who were stealing the steel wire. You understand? Those who were stealing the steel wire could be punished by the British. They sent more expeditions, and this is the war now. All this is showing us war between the British and the NANDI. Then there is also this other statement that although the British burnt down villages and carried off thousands of NANDI domestic animals, the NANDI as a nation were not defeated. You understand? Remember, we are talking about a fight of 11 years. Okay, Mbambu, you can unmute. Mbambu, you can unmute.
Okay, like please, I just wanted you to repeat for me that 7 Gundi, 7 sentence.
Oh, let me see one.
Number 7.
5, 6, 7. Okay, number 7, which talks about the NANDI warriors. Okay, it goes, the NANDI warriors made frequent raids on railway depots and carried off steel wire and other supplies. Now, we are looking at the NANDI who never wanted to see these people constructing the railway line. Are you getting the point? The NANDI never wanted to see the British constructing the railway line. And because they never wanted to see the British constructing the railway line, they kept on fighting the British who were constructing the railway line and the Indians, of course. Okay. Now, they could carry off the steel that they used to construct the railway line, because they remembered the prophecy of Okoyoti Kimunyole that at one time in our land we will get an iron snake. So they were fighting against that iron snake. Every one of us here knows that snakes are not friendly to human beings. You understand? So they were fighting the people who were constructing that iron snake. Of course, when I talk about iron snake, I'm looking at the prophecy, but we are talking about the ley line. Okay. All right. Okay, so we have gone back. We are saying that however much the British kept on burning, okay, the granaries, food granaries, of course, burning their houses, the NANDI were not defeated. Okay, so here we are saying that the NANDI resistance was not broken until October 1905. Okay, until October 1905, when the local British commander Colonel Menzagen paid a visit to the NANDI leader of Koyot Koitalelo Arab Samoy. Are you getting it? And what happened? I think you can see that statement. Still, there is something coming. When the British visited Okoyot, what did they do? Another point is coming there. You can see that is the chronology I've been talking about. Okay, so now we are saying after visiting him, what happened? Samoy came out to greet his visitors. He and several of his followers were shot dead. Are you seeing? Now, the moment Samoy was killed, the NANDI lost morale. You understand? The NANDI who were fighting decided to also put down the arms, and that is how they were defeated. But of course, I'm not saying that is the end of the story. There is someone. Asimwe, you can unmute. Asimwe, yes.
Yeah, I'm a bit confused on that point that says the NANDI resistance was not broken. How can the people who were fighting come over to meet their enemy?
How did they, like you are saying, how did they confront the enemy?
How did they get that enemy to meet the enemy?
How did they get that? Sorry?
How did they get that energy to come and meet their enemy?
Oh, you are talking about the energy. I mean the energy. So these people were inspired by their leaders. You understand? We've looked at so many reasons as why they were fighting. You get the point? You are asking where were these people getting the energy? It was natural. We even talked about that point. These people naturally were proud people. Naturally, they thought they were the warriors. I mean, they were the superior people. Naturally, that's what they thought. So simply because of that, they were driven off by that energy fighting to fight the British. Okay. Then, okay. Let me see. Some other people had put up hands. I don't know whether, Bernadette, you didn't just lower your hand or you have another question. You can unmute if you have another question.
No, sir. What were like that point? How did the what is this British get the chance to meet the other people, the NANDI? How did they accept, and yet they were having wars?
Okay. Now there is what we call a diplomacy. Okay. In war, there is what we call a diplomacy. Now, diplomatically, these people wanted to settle the issue. You understand? They were like, yes, we've fought for so many years. The war is not ending. Let us talk. Let us sit and talk. Are you getting the point? But of course, it was a trick. It was a trick. And of course, when Okoyot came out to talk to the British to find a way forward, Okoyot was killed. I think that point is clear now. Stella, you can unmute.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm fine, sir. You have answered the question I was going to ask. I was going to ask about this one. I was asking about the visitors who had come to visit this man.
Oh, so I've answered it already.
Yes.
Okay. Then Asim again. You can unmute yourself. I don't know that you didn't lower the hand. Okay, I think Simon didn't lower the hand. All right, now, yes, we've gone back. Yeah, we've gone back. We said when Samoy came out to meet, to greet his visitors, he was instead killed by the British, which is very unfortunate. Then there is this other statement that Menzagen claimed the shooting was done in self-defense. But the NANDI have always believed that Samoy's killing was a cold-blooded and treacherous murder. Are you seeing? And I also believe, yeah, of course, believing. I also believe that this was treacherous, okay? So we are saying Menzagen claimed that he killed Okoyot simply because Okoyot wanted to, I don't know, maybe attack them, something like that. So for them, they are saying we were defending ourselves. That is how we killed Okoyot, Koitarel, Arab, Samoy. So there is that other statement that whatever the truth of the matter, the events of that day in October 1905 were the turning point in the conflict between the NANDI and the British. Whatever the truth of the matter, we don't know whether he was, murdered or anything. You understand? Whatever the truth of the matter. The events of that day in October 1905 were a turning point in the conflict between the NANDI and the British. We are summarizing the course. You understand? We are summarizing the course, and I think you can see how it went. Okay. So we are saying the NANDI were moved into a reserve away from the Leire line, and some of their land was given to European settlers. Are you seeing? The NANDI were moved into a reserve far away from the Leire line, and some of their land was even given to the European settlers. So I believe we are done with the course of the NANDI rebellion. And you people, always the course is not too hard. But some people don't want to answer questions about the course. And examiners keep on setting questions about the course. Are you getting it? Examiners keep on asking questions about different courses of the different events. So you people, the course is something very easy so long as you know the story. I remember telling you, it is a story broken down. It is a story broken down into points. So we've been breaking down a story into points. Daphne, you can unmute.
Sir.
Yes.
Morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. Master, now we are the NANDI defeated or?
Automatically they were defeated. Okay?
Okay,
they were defeated
sir.
by the British, and Kenya was colonized by the same people. So, okay. So that was our question in number one. And of course, the biggest challenge was about the course. And that is why I've given the course a lot of time. And I've tried to explain to you how we answer questions about the course. First of all, chronology is very important. One event leads you to the other event, okay? Okay, Passes, unmute.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, sir. Like, my question is like in the note, there are notes that I had read earlier on, and there was a part where they talked about one of let's say the weapons the British used were Sudanese and Swahili mercenaries. So I would like you to talk about that, please.
Oh, okay. We are talking about reinforcement. Okay, reinforcement. One of the reasons why the NANDI were defeated, someone has just asked me that were the NANDI defeated? Of course they were defeated. And then we'll have a question, why were they defeated? And there is that point of using mercenaries, okay? Reinforcement of the British army. So the British used some Sudanese, the British used the Uganda, the British used the different tribes, like people from different countries they had already colonized. That is very true. They used the Sam Sudanese, okay? They also used the Ganda from here, you understand? They used the different groups, and they also used the Zulus, by the way, from South Africa. I even talked about that when I was explaining the other time. They used the Zulus because they knew the Zulus were also very strong and they were good warriors. They were good warriors. In 1879, the Zulus staged a war against the British. And can you imagine the Zulus defeated the British at the Battle of Isandi Luana? You understand? So the Zulus defeated the British at the Battle of Isandi Luana. But then later on, the British reorganized themselves and defeated the Zulus at the Battle of Ulindi. You understand? So, but of course, the defeat is not what we are looking at. We are looking at the Zulus defeating the British in the first place. Then the British realized that these are very strong warriors. That is why they also used the Zulus. So you understand? They used the Brit and the Zulus, they used the Ganda, they used the Sudanese, and you know, different groups of people were used against the Nandi, and that is one reason why the Nandi were defeated. So I think I've answered you passes, okay? Then now we have very few minutes left, but now we've got this. We had this other question, that why did the rebellion take so long? Understand? We also had that one. Why did the rebellion take so long? And of course, many of you answered this question very well. Many of you answered this question very, very well. And I can entertain a few hands here. Why did the rebellion take so long? Okay. I have Stella. Yes, can I unmute?
It's because the Nandi were determined to fight for their land. Maybe that's why the rebellion took so long.
Yes, very right. Thank you. They were determined. The point is determination. You understand it? Determination. Okay. Then I have Generous. Generous.
Sir, the Nandi had a mountainous environment which enabled them to fight.
Yes, thank you. The environment, the geography of the area favored the Nandi. Thank you so much. Then passes again. Yes. Passes.
So what else? Yes, like the Nandi had experience from fighting with like their neighbors.
Thank you for that experience. The Nandi were experienced people, and that helped them so much. And the one using Techno F1. There is someone using Techno F1. Unmute. Okay, I can see your hand up, but all right. Then Bernadette, unmute. Bernadette, unmute. What is happening? Bernadette, unmute. Okay, Bernadette is not unmuting. Dalton, unmute.
The Goria tactic is by the Nandi.
Sorry, Bernadette. I mean Dalton.
The Goria tactic used by the Nandi made the rebellion take so long.
Yes, thank you so much. The gorilla tactics. Hit and run. You understand? They could come hit and then disappear, hide in the forest. Thank you so much for that. Then, okay, Bernadette now. Bernadette.
Sorry, sir. I got a problem, but I think I was saying that the Nandi were experienced in wars since they took part in some other wars before they came to fight with the British.
Yes, thank you so much. The point is experience. That is true. These people were experienced people, and that is why they were in position to fight. Okay. Then I have Shanita. Shanita.
The Nandi were inspired by the spiritual leader Okoyoti Kimunyo.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. This is Derek. Yes, they were inspired by their leader, Okoyoti Kimunyo. Thank you. Okay. Then I have Dawn. Don't unmute. Okay, now it seems people have got the answers. Yes, Don?
Teacher, the British were ignorant of the country.
Yes, ignorance. Yes, someone has talked about that. Thank you. They were ignorant. Then Alex.
The prophecy of their leader, Olkoyot.
The prophecy. Okay, yes, they were fighting. They fought, yes, simply because of the prophecy. Maybe you can call it determination, simply because their leader had prophesied. Okay, generous.
Sir, the British were being affected by the wet and cold climate.
The climate. Thank you so much. The climate was not good for these people. Then, all right, I can see many people. Okay, their hands are up. Yes, Gifty.
The British faced natural calamities.
Natural calamities. Thank you. Yes, that is one of the reasons why. Okay, then now we don't have time. We are our time is almost up. But of course, the points you've given me, they are the very points that we needed, and many of us got this right. Many of us got this right, and people were getting around 12 out of 12, others 12, 11 out of like that. So people have talked about that point. You can see by the way. Sorry.
Yeah, we need to end. It's time.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So we are ending here. Thank you for listening to me. We will